In India, there was a water carrier who owned two pots. He carried them on a yoke, one pot hanging from each end, as he transported water. One of the pots had a crack. While the perfect pot delivered every drop of water from the stream to the master's house, the cracked pot lost half of its water by the time they arrived. The perfect pot was always proud of itself, as it fulfilled its purpose completely. The cracked pot, on the other hand, always felt ashamed because it could only achieve half of what it was supposed to. After 2 years of feeling miserable, one day the cracked pot spoke to the water carrier by the stream. "I am ashamed of myself, and I feel sorry for you," it said. "Why do you feel that way? What are you ashamed of?" the water carrier asked. "Over the past 2 years, I have only been able to deliver half the water to your master's house. Because of my crack, no matter how hard you try, your efforts are wasted." "That saddens me," said the pot. The water carrier felt sorry for the cracked pot and said, "On our way back to the master's house, I want you to notice the beautiful flowers along the roadside." As they climbed the hill, the cracked pot saw the sun shining on the beautiful flowers growing by the roadside. The flowers were truly beautiful, and the pot felt a bit better. But when they reached the master's house, the pot again felt ashamed for leaking half its water and apologized to the water carrier. Then the water carrier said, "Did you notice that the flowers only grow on your side of the road, not on the other side? That's because I noticed your crack, and I planted flower seeds on your side of the path. Every day, as we walk back from the stream, you have watered those seeds. For the past 2 years, I have always been able to bring beautiful flowers to my master's table. Thanks to you. If you weren't the way you are, the master's house wouldn't be adorned with such beautiful flowers." We all have our unique cracks. Children, adults, everyone has cracks. What's important is not to blame the cracks, but to find the value that comes from them. Even things that seem negative at first can transform into something positive with a change of perspective. Instead of trying to fix the cracks, let's plant seeds where the water spills and nurture the beauty that grows from them. Let me share my thoughts on this story. The cracked pot had the perfect pot next to it, but what if there had been another cracked pot beside it? Or even a pot with a bigger crack? In that case, the cracked pot might not have felt inferior. So, was it unlucky that the cracked pot had a perfect pot next to it? I don't think so. If there hadn't been a perfect pot beside the cracked one, the water carrier wouldn't have thought it that the water it spilled made the flowers grow. The cracked pot wouldn't have realized that what it thought was a flaw could create something beautiful. So both the cracked pot and the perfect pot were necessary. And it's okay if a cracked pot has another cracked pot next to it. It's also okay if there's a pot with an even bigger crack. That would simply create a different story and evoke different feelings. It doesn't matter what you can or can't do. There's you and there's someone. The story that emerges from that connection is the proof of life itself.